good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Now, one of the things that we can hear nowadays is the word or the phrase, the new normal. In other words, this will be our new normal. This includes the wearing of masks everywhere in public places, having a quarantine pass wherever you go, social or physical distancing, daily disinfection with washing of hands and alcohol and so on, taking vitamins, and many more as prescribed to us as the new normal. Now, the way of life as we have seen it in the last 10 or 20 years has been drastically changed and probably forever be changed. But for Christians, we ask ourselves nowadays, what is the new normal for us? Now actually, let this sink in our hearts and in our minds, that being a Christian, accepting the Lord Jesus Christ in our lives has been and will always result to a new normal. Now, let me repeat it. Accepting the Lord Jesus Christ, being a Christian, will always result into a new normal in our lives. Now, why is this so? First, the normal thing in this world is to be selfish. The normal thing in this world is to be selfish. It is ingrained in our nature to be selfish. Now, this is the consequence of the fallen world. This is the consequence of sin. We always think of ourselves only and how we can take advantage of the situation. And this seems to be what is happening in our midst right now. Even amidst the pandemic, there are still hoarders. There are still people who exploit others. There are still business practices like overpricing. And there are even rumors of corruption. But if you have Jesus Christ in your life, the new normal for you is not to be selfish, but to be selfless. You now bear each other's burden. You now love your neighbor as you love yourselves. You now take care of others. That is and will always be the new normal if we have Jesus Christ in our lives. In reality, my friends, you can see in history that the first hospitals, the first universities were established by Christians. That is because that is the new normal if you are a Christian. So as a Christian, let us think of the new life, the new normal that we have because Jesus Christ is in our lives. Secondly, the normal thing in this world is to exercise your freedom and forget about your moral responsibility. Just exercise your freedom and forget about the moral responsibility. Now, we are to be reminded that the concept of justice, the concept of morality comes from the Bible. All laws actually in this world can find its way to the Ten Commandments. Now, if you do not believe in God, then you are not actually bound by ethics. You are actually not bound in the morality that is found in the Bible. You can do what you want and just be subject to the laws of the land. But if you profess to be a Christian, remember this, you are bound to much, much more. You are bound to much, much more. Now, like what Jesus said, the Roman law states that a subject can be compelled to walk for just 1 mile with a Roman citizen. But with Jesus, he said, walk the extra mile. Walk the extra mile. The Bible has a lot of extra mile commands. You may start reading now Matthew chapter 5 to chapter 7 for the commands of the Lord Jesus Christ as an example. So my friends, as a Christian, we have been living a new normal already. Let this be an example for all of us on what it means to be a Christian. Let us abide by the guidelines set forth by our government. But more than that, remember this, let us not forget to live out the guidelines set forth by the Lord Jesus Christ. Always, if you have Jesus in your life, your life will result into a new normal. May God bless us all. Amen.